Reg Douglas. I'm the Associate Artistic Director of Studio Theater in Washington, D.C. I'm a director, producer, and I'm a very proud NNPN board member. I think like lots of theater people, I admired National New Play Network from afar. But when I joined the staff at City Theater in Pittsburgh, we became really interested in being a part of the National New Play Network. You know, City Theater, our mission was new plays and contemporary stories. And so the opportunity to be a part of NNPN felt really natural and like an ultimate gift for us, you know, to be part of a network of like-minded theater makers and artists who really believed that new plays and playwrights were vital to the American theater and to our communities and our culture. When I left City Theater to join the staff at Studio in 2020, I was really eager and grateful to be able to stay on the NNPN board. You know, we had gone through a really dynamic strategic plan that I thought was revolutionizing the American theater, centering equity, diversity, and inclusion at the center of everything we do. And not just something that we do, but it was the core of who we are and why we are. And that was a personal value that I was able to live out professionally in my work on the NNPN board. And so I was clamoring to stay. And now in my role as an ambassador, I get to still be a part of thinking about the world of new plays, how we can grow it, make it a more us kind of community, and spread the message of NNPN and the belief that new plays matter and that they should matter in every facet of our national theatrical community to anyone and everyone I meet. It's funny, you know, people ask me, like, how does joy show up in your life? Like, well, I like to have a good time. I just think, you know, the work we do is important, it's urgent, and it can feel daunting, and it can sure as hell be hard, but I also think it's so much fun. I think it is so exciting to say, welcome. You are welcomed here. Your presence makes us better. I find diversity in action to be something to celebrate. And I find that the hard work is worth it when you think about the great reward on the other side. I always encourage us as a board and as a community at NNPN and my rehearsal room, my staff at Studio Theater, and basically anyone I meet to remember that in a world that is often so lonely and so dark, and as a Black man, so interested in all of the ways I have been harmed and the perpetual fear of death, those things are true. But what is also true is that I'm alive. I am here, I am laughing, I am at the bar, I am at the party, I am walking into the park and sitting down and reading a book. Like, I am alive. And I think we as a community of theater makers should be centering joy as a vital part of who we are, because it's the fullness of our experience, is that yes, there is pain, and yes, there is trauma, and yes, the work can get hard, and feel like we are pushing the rock like Sisyphus up a hill, but we are also doing it because it matters, because it makes us better. It allows us to see our neighbor as ourselves. And I find that active empathy something worth celebrating and worth fighting for. And I want to do that with a smile. I find it to be the most exciting enterprise we can take, is to joyfully push for a new world, one that includes all of us and is not just the world that we see right now, but the world that we imagine could be. I find that creative endeavor urgent, important, but really exciting. What draws me to new work and to new plays is they are telling the story of what it means to be alive today. And I think a lot about the canon and how often I did not see myself or see my friends or see my family, or I saw us in the margins of the narrative. I think we have this amazing opportunity as new play makers and new play supporters and audience members to move those who have been marginalized to the center, to tell the truth of our experience of what it means to be an American, to be a human right now, and leave that legacy, that time capsule for next generations to pick up. And what an opportunity it is to leave a legacy, to leave a canon that includes people who look like me for the next generation to see themselves and feel affirmed in the American theater. That's what keeps me motivated every day whether it's in the rehearsal room or the boardroom. That's the world I'm trying to create for our industry. And because our job is to reflect the culture, ultimately for our world, that we get to tell the story of what it meant to be human now. One of the things that draws me to NNPN and to our mission and our vision is that we believe in the power of community, that all across the country, new plays can speak truth to what it meant to be a part of your community. And then taking your local story and combining them makes this national ecosystem of wonderfully vivid, dynamic, diverse reflections of our country. I think that is so thrilling, that we are connecting Alaska to New York, to Texas, to Miami, to Minneapolis, and anywhere in between, and saying that the story of your community matters, is valid, and should be celebrated by everyone. I think of NNPN as a catalyst. We catalyze, we support the exciting birth of new work and new stories, and then we connect it to people all over this country. I love being part of an organization that's committed to doing that with honesty, with integrity, and making sure that everyone not just has a seat at the table, but gets to build the new table how they want it to be built. We always say you don't just get to eat the meal, you get to cook the meal. That's the ecosystem we are imagining for the American theater. And I'm proud to say we're making it happen.